We're gone, 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 gone. We're online, online, online. Good morning, and I'm having my coffee. Everybody has to wake up because we're live online.
Good morning.
Oh my God, I thought I was talking by myself all morning. Nobody not answering me.
Once
In the meantime, good morning to everyone out there. This is Leo Gilling on a Saturday morning. It's really great outside this morning. It's not too hot. The sun is not out fully yet, unless it's because I'm living in Florida. Looks kind of overcast a little bit. And
I'm here in Jacksonville.
oh, is it sunny up there?
No, like it's overcast. At this morning when I woke up 8 o'clock, I thought it was like 5:30 in the morning.
I was wondering. I wonder what everybody else's daylight look like in their neck of the woods, in New York and in London and all the other places like Jamaica. I want to know. Can you tell me if tell me where you are and what does it look like this particular Saturday morning? I'm having my coffee and it happens to be Jamaican Blue Mountain coffee. I don't know about anybody else, but I can't do it with my Blue Mountain coffee in the mornings.
You shouldn't be drinking coffee. Coffee is not good for you. Just saying.
I also think we're waiting for Dianna this morning, but I know that there's so many things for us to talk about this morning. Michelle, I know that you've been following all of the activities going on in Jamaica this week, and you can bust them out and tell me exactly what is going on. What's going on, Michelle? Tell me. Yeah, man, we want to know all of the good stuff.
The deets.
The juicy stuff.
Too much to mention.
I think as long as we're talking to the people, it can't be too much. So
yeah, too much. Where want me to touch on first?
First
is the crime.
All right, let's go upon crime. What's going on with crime?
God. Like, was it yesterday? A little girl, 5-year-old, was asleep in her bed and got shot.
She got killed?
Yeah. Oh my, you're so out of touch.
I am.
But yeah, she got killed in her sleep. She's only 5 years old. And the day before, there was a wild west shooting in Montego Bay. A 10-year-old got shot. That child is fighting for his or her life. I'm not sure if it's a boy or a girl. But it is scary to see what's happening. It is scary to see what's happening to the children. Where's the safest place? No, like in your bed sleeping, you wouldn't expect that to happen. And I personally think it's out of control and something needs to be done now.
But I saw an article that says we have it under full control.
I don't know. It's like how you're out of touch with what's happening. It's like they're really out of touch with what's happening in Jamaica. Because how can you say this? Especially after you see the Wild West issue. Every week you see killings. Like the number, I think, is more than the COVID numbers, despite us having all these lockdowns. So I don't know how they could make that statement. Like they need to get a reality check and always trying to run to the media first to say something. That is not helping people when they're seeing the reality around them and what's happening in their community.
How is crime so high still? and we have lockdown days, and we have always, why is crime this high? Just the same way. What's going on?
Because you haven't addressed the social issues that people continue to have, and the social and economic challenges that people continue to have are aggravated during this pandemic period. A lot of people have lost their income. Short-term employments have seen a decline. So you're going to have more and more people busy out there to collect whatever is owed to them or that they perceive is owed to them by whatever means. There is a lot of mental challenges that this whole pandemic brings from an economic and social perspective. And so people just acting out. And if you don't have a system in there to address either of them, the social, the economic, or the levels of violence within the household and within the wider community, then this is what you're going to see.
But Dianna, you just said that you have to have a system, a mechanism.
Yes.
The soup just saying them have it under full control. What are you talking about? Oh, I mean, how could you say that?
They need to stop.
I'm happy that he has it under full control, because I shudder to think what it would be if he never had it under full control.
That is true. That makes sense.
You know, I take comfort in it, though little.
Yeah, because it kind of scary. Imagine you walking on the street, just walking, and people just pipe. You know, like old-time cowboy movie. This should not be happening.
You know, I think there should be an independent investigation into what is called full control. Because
and not a report. You are one, not a report.
Oh my God. We have it under full control. I can't believe somebody said that.
I can't believe, and it's kind of crazy because we do have a minister of security, and I haven't heard anything from him. Like, I haven't seen him come forward with this death of this 5-year-old. I haven't seen it. When last have you seen him?
Well, there was a report this morning that there were 500 additional police officers who are taken off of protective services and thrown into crime fighting. So, you know, at least he's doing something.
No, but where is he taking them from? Because that don't make no sense. Because the judges of all people in Jamaica need to be protected. Because these criminals don't really care who you are. So they do need protection.
He said the judges have security guards.
Well, you know what, what's that one? Hawkeye? The one that's good, really good. What's that one?
Yeah, we don't know. We haven't known about this.
I don't know.
But no one is really good, like really better than the police force. Like they will like see a crime and they're there.
I don't know that we could allow you to say that anything could be better than our national security forces. Okay, I'll make you get away with that.
Dianna, you were about to respond. You're about to respond to the protective services comment.
Let me tell you, man, that is just damn foolishness. Because if you have judges, look me now as a judge, and me I go drive to go all the way down at St. Elizabeth every other day to go to courthouse. And them are people that cannot shoot up in a main street, Montego Bay, in a broad daylight. Imagine me and them 4 and 5 o'clock and go through Junction and all of them place there. What are my chances? It don't make no sense. But I want to ask though, 500, we don't have 500 judges. So who else have they been protecting?
Ministers also, ministers.
Yeah, ministers.
So what are they protecting them from?
They've been protecting them ever since. Come on.
Yes, but I want to know, because I want to know why I am not being protected in the same way.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's what I want to know, because I'm an ordinary citizen around here, and I decide I'm going to run for prime minister. I run as prime minister, and then I get security. What happened?
The prime minister the prime minister of a whole heap around him. I mean, like 4KR.
I'm asking why.
Well, there are more threat.
I understand the Prime Minister. I understand the Prime Minister. You don't need so much money.
But hold on to me, man. I am a little MP around here. I'm an ordinary citizen here advocating that I want to be Prime Minister. And I run and I become MP. I want to give me 2-3 security. Why? What happened to me, the independent citizen? Why I can't get some measure of security?
I see what you're saying. You're saying that the security should be equal across the board.
Yes, we can top it up at a certain levels, and one would expect that. But why is it that it is such a dramatic difference?
Yeah.
I call the police number till nobody don't come. You know what happened?
Yeah, because I'm thinking about what you say. And like, if they feel it's so threatening to be in Jamaica that they need all of this security, that means in the wider society, the threat is really high. So they should focus also on giving more protection to ordinary citizens.
I mean, I think that's a public ploy, a public thing. You know, somebody seeking, for you to make an announcement, a major announcement that you're moving police from 500 police from protective service to put them in crime fighting. I mean, what's the big deal?
It means that you have it under control.
I mean, I don't need to know that really. I mean, I don't think the public needs to know that. I think what the public needs to know is that, listen, police up on the road protect citizens' lives. And I don't know if the police are geared about citizens' lives anymore. I think they're mostly military or militant against the community. I mean, geez, I experience it. I have personal experience. Yeah.
Well, we can take a little joke at the police. Oh, there was an article about this police officer who in 2015, him and this man have a problem and him lock up the man twice.
He lock him up.
He lock up the wife twice. 2 times. So me say you can't catch Quacky, you catch it.
Yes, right.
Yeah. I have a lot of comments coming in.
Oh God.
Because I can't seem to find. I just anyway, let me go look on Facebook now.
Yeah. Pep says, good morning from San Antonio, Texas. Angela said it's overcast here in New Jersey. Pepper said beautiful weather. Clarion says bright and sunny in Kingston. Princess Britannia says rise up. Princess says minty. You have to drink minty, Leo, not the coffee. Carly,
left me alone. A Jamaican coffee may I drink. Damn it.
Carlene says it's overcast in Toronto. Nagosi said cool fall morning in New Jersey. He's in New Jersey. Pep said she love our Blue Mountain coffee.
Exactly.
A lot of people love it. Leroy said greetings from UK.
Good morning, Leroy.
Bob said,
you know I'm Leo.
I'm a cousin.
So where's the best parties are today?
Oh, let's talk about the best parties. Let's talk about the best parties.
No, let me finish.
Okay, all right. You know, she get me excited, this, you know.
Yeah, coffee. I guess that goes to say Blue Mountain coffee is too expensive. Some of the African beans are quite good and economical. No, we have to support Jamaica.
No, sir. Me try the African bean them already, and them taste like junk. Me not like how them taste. It's like what, you know, let me can't what I say.
Like muddy water.
Yes, that's what let me confirm that. I won't say, but I won't say, but I will confirm it.
Okay, Bob says that has been going on in Jamaica since we lived there in the 1976.
Yeah.
He said truth. Princess says truth. Princess says people are affected on a daily basis. And she also said it's time to cut the mental enslavement chain. Bob said this woman speaks the truth. Listen, words solely. Millicent said, I think it has taken a turn for the worse. Children and the elderly are no fair game, it seems.
You know what I think? The minister get up one morning and say, I need some public boost. I need to be in the news. So let me find something that will put me in the news. You know, because I can't imagine 500 police officers moving from protective services into crime fighting,
Well,
and that becomes a news
it
thing.
speaks to a bigger issue, Leo, that clearly there is not sufficient planning and execution of any plan. So
Absolutely.
if we had a plan to grow the police force by a reasonable number on an annual basis, any research that is done in Jamaica will tell you that we are short police officers by about 3,000 to 5,000.
Yes.
But why people not joining the force? Income, compensation, benefits. Have we ever looked at it and said, okay, what if we were to offer them a little bit more and give them so and so and so and so? And rather than everybody drinking one bottle of champagne at a party, one officer can get one champagne at a police station every Christmas. What if
Are you throwing words at a party recently? Are you throwing words at a party recently?
No, I'm just suggesting how we could reassign the resources
Just
that
checking.
are available within the country.
But the thing is that I usually look at the flyers for the police, the JCF, and it's usually attractive where, you know, they give you subjects, you could go to college, you know, housing. Like, I don't know if the competition is that great, but it does look attractive. But I just don't think people, the younger generation, necessarily want to do it. But I see if what they need to market more, because I've seen police officers that have gone to law school and are lawyers, have gone, you know, accounting, are excelling. So maybe they need to highlight what can come, you know, like it's not only a one track where you're walking the street, the beat of the streets and whatever. There's different areas up to it, like to change how they're marketing and attract, because a lot of, I remember with the army, I read a review with the army when people were not joining, but they said that once they started highlighting the, you know, the engineering, how you could fly the helicopters, how you could do all these things, a lot of younger people were quick to join and the numbers went up. So they need to highlight what they really have, so it's more attractive, because to me the package look good. If the payment not be
but that's
that
not
great.
what she's saying though. She's saying they can highlight it all they want, them still not doing the right thing to not just to attract but to execute law enforcement, because the execution is a problem. They can make it attractive for getting there as much as possible, but the point is they don't have a framework. She's saying they don't have a framework to attract and maintain and to protect people. They don't have the attracting is not I don't think that's a problem at all. I just think
the attracting, Michelle is a little right. You both are right, because there's a problem with the attracting. It's not attractive. And it's not attractive because the package that is sold is not attractive, period. Secondly, there is nobody no want to be no police.
Who want to be a police?
The prestige has been lost along the way.
So nobody know want to be no police. So redefine the security and what the officers would do and what the career is. The former Minister of National Security, when he was in office, signed an agreement with a number of institutions, tertiary institutions, to train what were supposed to be community officers, with the intention that they would take in these persons on a test basis and train them over a period. They work within their community.
You're saying that was a plan, and
yes, it done.
Okay.
Yes, that was a plan. It was not done, and this is 2-3 years ago. MOUs executed with the tertiary institutions, and these institutions are still sitting there waiting for the money to start the program. Now, this was a real practical approach, because you're going to go into the communities, allow these tertiary institutions to provide training for community officers, and then these officers, after a 2-year period, could matriculate into the police force. You would have a revolving process. You know, you'd have a consistent supply. Like
that is good. And that is good because because even now, like here, like most of my friends who are attorneys that have joined the military, it's because the military come into the colleges and say, you know what, give us a few years, we go pay off your student loans, and you just need to give us 4 years, and we give you housing and everything. So all these lawyers who look at the possibility of making 100,000 like work in private sector decided to go to the military for at least 4 years, where they know the student loan is covered and everything, and they dedicated their time where they're traveling overseas and doing all these missions for a period of time. So that's what
I really like that idea there, Diana, of equipping the colleges to prepare police officers. I think that's a really nice play, like they do with teachers. Yes, preparing teachers, prepare police officers, and then you have a nice pipeline of officers rolling out every year. I would love to see that. I wonder why is it that we love to plan and talk about our
Let me tell you,
so
plan, Leo, and a serious plan, you know, meeting, keep, MOU, curriculum, right? All me busy, right? Curriculum, contribute to it, and sign
so you are
MOU, and all in a newspaper, assign MOU, and see,
that's wicked.
No, but that's the problem with Jamaica,
horrible.
though.
Planning. They always have these plans. These
look how they go
plans.
shelving. Yeah, and they go shelving and waste money. Then go waste that money if you go do something else and form another task force.
I wonder where did they think the money would come from?
They said they didn't have the money. They said they didn't have the money.
Because in order for them to think of such a robust plan, it means that they would have had money put aside. So then spend it. Is that how you saying that they spend the money?
Don't answer that because you don't know. Don't get yourself in trouble.
Oh, that's a rhetoric question. I didn't expect you to answer. I mean, I'm just saying.
Thanks, my attorney. My attorney look out for me. Thank you very much here. Say, man, I come and try to draw me out and no security limited around here.
But she signed MOU. Actually, she's supposed to answer because she signed MOU. That means you're supposed to go ask the question about what the money they want us when we sign the MOU for. You're supposed to know.
It had to be reassigned.
But that would be a great idea to have people from the community. Because
I'd love to be able to find the truth. I'd love to be able to find funding to support it and just to do it, because one, you would take a group of young men and women off the street and you would give them something practical. You'd engage them in their communities and they would have a better appreciation for the relationship between security and community.
And they would be so proud at their jobs. They would do a great job because they already want
that for police officers. They could do that for army officers. They could do that for nurses. They could do that for all sectors. Agriculture people, everybody.
Yeah, but we issue right now on crime.
It costs money. Everything costs money. Everything.
Money did it. The money is there.
Crime is not just about law enforcement. Crime is about community development. So
we know.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It would be good, but I think they have money. Didn't England give them a bunch of money?
Not for that. Not for that. They gave them. They reject the money for the prison.
They never take the money for the prison.
I thought they did eventually take.
Yeah, they eventually then they take the money.
They said that they would, but I don't. Where the prison there?
They're in built downtown.
It have been downtown? A lie. But you never tell me that. Never tell me that. What prison bring down?
Downtown, you know, it's a big prison.
Oh my God. Okay, yeah.
But I somehow think it's being built there. I can't say for sure that it is. Okay. But I suspect that that's where it's being built.
Okay, all right.
A lot of comments are coming in.
Yeah.
All right.
Princess said the economy needs to be boosted and proper intervention need on a community level, where members of the public come together working with each other and getting the support of bigger institutions, but these needs to be put in place. Great idea. Princess says, but how do we really fight crime?
That's a heavy question there, my princess.
Bob said, just think Rasta Peter was shot long ago. Gun crimes went on then and now. The ghost is, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Said, no, Leo, most of these judges are women. That is true. I have a lot of friends that are judges in Jamaica.
Yes,
my sister
clerk of courts. Yes.
No, judges, not clerk of court, judges.
Oh,
like a lot of female judges. You see, Women
Oh,
are
no, no, no,
judges,
no, no. When
Leo.
I left there were a lot of clerk of courts. I mean, it's nice to know that
Times
they
have
have a lot of
changed.
female judges. That's really
Yeah,
nice.
time have changed. Time
Yeah,
have
man,
changed.
that's good. That's good.
Women are stepping up. Women are stepping up.
I don't want him to step up. I want him to be there. You know?
No, I mean they're getting there now. They're getting their accolades. Yeah. Okay, so she said CJ Sykes is right. Bob said absolutely. Princess said the dramatic difference is that they think the people in power should be protected more.
But
the
judges are, it's even more, it's even more concerning to me now to pull police protective services from the judges, because if these are women, that even make it worse for me.
Yeah, but look at the big case going on now with all those the group. What's that group? The criminal network.
Yes, one of those gangs.
That judge definitely need protection and the family. It's like 40 gang members, right?
In a prison in a court one time, yeah?
No, sir. Philip said, good morning. Laverine says, we need people like you guys to go back and take over and show them how to run Jamaica.
Oh, we're grooming Dianna. We're grooming Dianna. We're grooming Dianna.
Dianna, the Prime Minister.
Prime Minister. We are grooming her for Prime Minister. We are grooming her for Prime Minister.
I live in Jamaica. I live in Jamaica. Make them know I live in Jamaica.
Yeah. She live in Jamaica.
And running for people and not for themselves, because that's what is happening. They only care about themselves. Princess said, true, marketing attracts and it works. Princess said, upgrade the payment and make it better for both policemen and citizens. That is true. Paulette says, unfortunately, the younger people have no confidence in the police force in Jamaica. Yeah, they have to revamp it.
Absolutely true. That's what Dianna said earlier.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Princess says, better intervention. Dianna said, good morning, folks. Miss your program for a few weeks. Yeah, what happened to you?
Yeah, that's Dianna from Canada.
England. Yeah.
Okay.
Gina said, it's definitely the training. My cousins, the Sweeney, are trying to implement proper training program at the 2 police stations in Jamaica. Wow,
and it should include not just military, but it should include social customer service.
Customer is very dark. That is true.
most of these guys, the first thing said, this is my time to go and show them that they need to fear me. You know, I remember a guy, you know, that he was a police officer in Jamaica, and he said the fear that I swing when people see me, them stand up and look, and anything when me say them better do it. And Mr. Brethren, he wanted to become a police officer in America. I said, you come to America with that kind of attitude there. He said, as the same thing, you know, in dead in about 2 years.
Oh, wow. Lisa said, hi, guys. Dorothy said, maybe the incentives offered could be more broad-based and more practical to recruit young people. As Dianna said, implement the planned program. Yeah, that program was beautiful. Dianna said, Leo, my mature crush. I just love listening to you. So you have a crush, Leo. Princess says, slavery is not abolished. They really listen to some of the people who are putting in really good intervention and possibilities to help the community and wider Jamaica. Salute Dianna for your input. Yeah, that was a great program. You need to push it, Dianna.
She needs to become Prime Minister and make it a part.
Yeah, Princess says, go foreign country for help. Jamaica has money. Most of the other countries are relying on Jamaica around the world. VM said, I don't think they accept the money for the prison. Oh, Nagos said to build prison, that's not the answer. Gina said, limiting alcohol intake in Jamaica, period, will help. Dianna said,
you want to take the fun out of Jamaica. You want to take the fun out of Jamaica, right? Oh my God.
Taking the spirit out of Jamaica.
Yeah. Can you imagine me going to a bar and nobody there a drink and a quam? You don't want him quam? You can you imagine that? No man, you can't take out the spirit out of Jamaica, man. That is the difference.
Okay, Dianna said, visiting Jamaica through the cops are always so polite. Someone said because you're on the North Coast and they know you folks are foreigners. Visit
Yes.
Kingston once, and they were even more polite. Asked a cop for direction getting someplace. He was very polite, help us, and then asked us to buy him lunch. And yes, we did. I took it out to him. He, after wanted long conversation, we sightseeing, so had good time. Now I goes to say it's the Klansman. Princess Britannia said, Prime Minister Diana. Algina says the fathers can help with the crime statistics. Fathers must start a grassroots. The fathers talking to their sons and community fathers meeting held once a week like they used to do in Africa. That might work. That might work. Philip said Jamaica has to start investing in its own people resources. In the 70s, there were 3 years nursing program. So every year we had nurse joining the public hospitals. Now it's private, so very little commitment. Same should be done for teachers and police officers.
Well, I don't mind.
Just
I don't mind the
because,
private. I don't mind the private. Because
No, but we still do have the public
still have public.
nursing training schools. It's
Yes.
just that the profession is not attractive here.
Yes.
So persons will complete the program and go
And then gone
because
foreign.
yes, so they just complete the program, pay them fees that they need to pay and gone.
And they're needed here. Gina said, no one trusts no one like they used to say. Unite fathers and get your sons and cousins off the street. Diana said, Michelle, we flew to Bermuda again as another family member. Oh, died. She was 103 years old and a matriarch of the family. Matriarch. She lived a good life, 103. Wow.
Wow.
Algina said, love you guys and dolls. Passion so much. Fun y'all bring to the show. 5 stars. Oh, thank you. I know there's balance to everything, Uncle Leo.
Uncle Leo? Who said that?
Algina.
No.
You have a crush?
Advisor to the Prime Minister, Leo. No, uncle business. Advisor to the Prime Minister. Side.
I want to, as before you go on, I want to recognize that one of our members of our family in Zurich, that she hasn't been well, Bishop. I can't call her last name, but Bishop is usually on. But I noticed on her Facebook page earlier this week that she seemed to have been in the hospital. So we just want to.
Bishop's wife?
Bishop have one long funny name.
Yeah, man, no Bishop.
And
him same wife, his wife is ill?
No, the bishop is a lady. Why not think the woman can be the bishop?
It really not think woman can be anything. Like,
you know, all you think a woman good for fried dumpling and cooks or herself.
You really not think woman. It really like. I don't
know. Don't carry me there. Don't carry me there. Do not carry me there. All right.
I get some nerves at this morning, Leo.
Are you Leo? I don't know.
All this time, this bishop person that's been on has been is a
lady. Okay. It's a Jamaican lady who has church down in Switzerland.
It's like this lady's been a fan of my music show for many years, and I never met her. I don't never look her up on Facebook. Her name is Chris, and I constantly thought that CHRIS, my brother, that she was a male, and she cussed me out one day.
That's right. She should.
She said, woman can name Chris too.
Yeah. Okay, Princess says, yes, all the companies that are owned there whom are producing should be paying. Ray and Nephew owns them and our company has big contract, must employ the people in the country to help maintain livelihood, liquidity, and the economy. Princess is laughing. I said, Leo, they know you're young, yeah?
Okay. Earlier this week, there was a flurry of news reports, Michelle, about the PM's wife, the MP, Juliet, about her appearing in Parliament and putting the Ministry of Health on notice. Give us some details on that.
Okay. So
I know you were for her.
I was for her until she did the most. But but okay, so she highlighted some of the issues people have highlighted and have been highlighted by the opposition, in that the distribution of the vaccine, how to get people, the hesitancy of people getting the vaccine and what needs to be done. But she highlighted that with the Pfizer, that was stated that it was for, they wanted to give it to the children. But I guess there was a miscommunication, because I guess the government itself said that if a parent goes to the site with a child, they can get the Pfizer vaccine. But she would raise a point, that was stupid, that they should have kept all the Pfizers for the children and give the parents the other vaccines, and also ensure that they had enough to give to the second dose, because they were donated, so they weren't sure when they will get another batch. So they will quickly run through the Pfizer. As you see, like less than how many children? I think she said only 12,000 children it came out to that got the vaccine. I know that Dr. Dianna, you wouldn't more know the amount of students in schools in Jamaica.
650,000.
Yeah, so that really does nothing to get them back in school. And then she also raised the issue of them giving late notice, because a lot of the vaccine expired the last time. They had to throw them out because people were not taking the vaccine. And then we have more coming up, going to be expired in a few weeks.
100,000.
So she had issues with that. So I like the fact that she was raising the issues because they needed to be addressed. Because there's a lot of
but she ended up being wrong at the the kind of
her analysis.
Her analysis was wrong in the end, right?
Yeah, just on one issue though. Just about it was the government that said if the parents were there, they could also get the Pfizer. So she thought they were just like people were just giving, like it was the Ministry of Health itself that said give the Pfizer to the parents at the site.
But Prime Minister should know that though before before she went out. I'm sure they talk about it the night before.
We don't know what husband and wife do in their bedroom. I don't know that. Do you?
I'm just saying that if I have if I'm a woman and I have my husband going out to speak to this boy, I'm gonna say, honey, this is what I'm gonna talk about tomorrow morning. And no, you don't think so?
I don't know, but I'm really not concerned about what they want to discuss the night before. What it speaks to me for me is the misinformation within the government system.
Yeah.
Because if it is that the Ministry of Health has a particular mandate from the said government that if the parent comes with the student, then they have an option to be allowed to take the Pfizer, then they should, one, know how many students they have in Jamaica, assign at least 2 parents to each child, because whether or not is the father and the mother or is the auntie and the granny, assign 2. So know those numbers before you go ahead and make such a declaration. Alternatively, you say 1 parent per child if you know so you don't have enough numbers. So it comes down to being logical, calculating, and practical. So they're not practical in no level. 12,000 students vaccinated. What happened to the rest of the hundreds of thousands of students?
Yeah, so that was wrong. Like how the logistics of it is really off. And it's clear that whatever the Ministry of Health is saying, like the people running the centers are doing what they feel like doing.
Well, they have a mandate. Whatever the mandate that they have, they
don't follow it.
Right?
Yeah,
well, I don't know if they're following it or not, but that's what he said, that they are following it. But the minister, or not the minister, the MP has a total different perspective as to how vaccine. How is that possible?
Miscommunication, because they didn't sit and explain thoroughly what was meant, because it looked like she just missed it.
It just don't make any
Right,
sense.
but I thought she was just coming from a point where it just not make no sense with
Yes.
what they were doing. So that's what I was in agreement, because it just really didn't make any sense what they did. Because they should have given them the other vaccines and just say, even if you come with your parent, no, it is for the children. If we realize after X amount of time children are not taking it, then give
Well,
it to
my
the
realization out of this is that all the talk about sending kids back to school and all of this stuff, lie. Because if they want students to go back to school, they will be focusing on students going back to school. Because I heard them say things like, oh, you won't go back to school unless you are vaccinated. 12,000 out of 650,000 students is not going to make it. Okay? And they had enough Pfizer vaccine. They have enough Pfizer vaccine. Because the last time you said like,
no, we never have 600,000 Pfizer vaccine. We must get 100,000 or something like that.
200,000 Pfizer vaccine doses that they get in Jamaica the other day. And if they wanted students to get back in the school, they would have make sure say the student they get. But don't make no big noise about, oh, if you don't vaccinated, you're not coming to school. And what the hell are you doing? 12,000 students? Something is wrong with how we execute what we say we are doing.
Yeah, but maybe they need to look at the alternative. If they're not an uptake on vaccine, usually if A don't work, you look to B and C. So obviously, A, the vaccine uptake is not working, but we need children in school, and there are several options, because every day I see more and more private institutions opening and allowing their students to attend face-to-face, the option.
Of course.
So why the ministry can figure that out, education
of course. The people can't go back to school. They can't go back to school. They have to wear masks. And this ministry need to provide the schools with masks and sanitizers.
I don't allow parents in. They don't allow parents
in. The people can't go back to school. I don't understand.
All right, Leo. Your blood pressure, you have coconut water there to drink.
I forgot.
Your blood
I
pressure.
got drinking coffee already, and it got
you need coconut water with
coffee.
the
coffee cars.
I coffee man. I coffee
cars. Get me all hype and out of bed and thing.
Yeah. Some water.
All right. The Ministry of Education is working on it, and increasingly schools are being assessed I can speak of the private institutions, that increasingly the private institutions are preparing themselves and have been opening for face-to-face. I can't speak about the public sector, but there's a process wherein you put in all the requirements, you ensure that you have temperatures checks and recorded. The Ministry of Health comes in and makes sure that you have sufficient sanitization stations and isolation room if somebody gets sick and all of that. So just like they do it to allow the private institutions to open, I see no reason why the public.
What's the plan right now? What was the last, as a leader in our institution, what has been the plan for return to school, the last notice, the last communication that was made, you know?
Well, I operate a private institution.
I really think, although we're laughing, I really think they should start with the rural schools, actually do the rural school, because the numbers are really low in the rural school. Start there, and then gradually, go to other schools. But the principal should be working on a plan for, as you said, I guess they're submitting plans. So the principal should be working on plans on how their school will function. And they have nurses are the therapists, what they call them, the counselors that most schools have one. They could be the one doing the temperature check and, the secretary.
There are ways, and you say working on the rural schools, but the truth is that the level of delinquency and non-attendance is high within inner city communities and perhaps worse than the rural schools. But a number of principals and particularly those schools that are owned and operated by churches, they have been putting in the process in place to ensure that students get back into the classroom. The government is committed to getting there as well.
There's also, I know you have to say that, Diana. You have to say that.
It's true. She not say you make her show one politician and a lie to the people.
Yeah, she have to say that. She live in Jamaica. She live in Jamaica, yeah.
No, but it's true. But it's true because they are committed to it. I think that they're trying to balance everybody's perspective on a lot of things.
Yeah.
So they wanting to make sure that when they say that all teachers must be vaccinated, the law support them when they take that perspective. When they say that all children must come back to school, they want to make sure that it is safe enough for them to come back to school without massive lawsuit because everybody picnic gets sick.
Lawsuit.
You know, so
I remember in 1996 when a company named AirTouch came out with cell phones. I mean, some of you were maybe weren't born yet or anything, but in 1996 when AirTouch came out with the cell phone, half of America said they're not using cell phone because it will give you cancer. All right. Yeah, I mean, there was a huge pushback from half of America saying that they are not buying cell phones and not using cell phones because there's a study that says you will get cancer, especially if you put the phone on your ears. I have not seen anybody yet will get cancer in their ears or in their face because of cell phone. It's just, I wonder why is it that we have to go through these things. We take Fenzik every day, Panadol every day. Nobody don't know what
we don't have Fenzik anymore, Leo. We don't have Fenzik anymore.
They don't have Fenzik no more. They don't have Fenzik no more. Why not Andrews? What make Andrews bubble up?
Well,
nobody don't know. But it did good for make your burp and take out the things off. Nobody don't know why in there. A lot of things that we eat.
But you remember the Andrews ad? Sorry, Leo, but you remember the Andrews ad?
Yeah. What I say?
I said, Lord, I feel sick this morning. I said, what I must take? Andrews, of course.
So I'm just saying that these people who are out there propagating and telling lies about vaccine and causing people to die every day, may have a problem with them, man. Jesus, never a problem with them.
Well, they fit into people's fear because sometimes I look at it, like I really delete them, but sometimes when I look at it, I just say to myself, yeah, like people know they can't forward it to me, but sometimes I take the time to read it. And it obviously shows people not really thinking when they're reading these things. And then sometimes you can tell it's just like somebody sitting and just come up with garbage.
Yes.
And just publish this garbage. And then people say, oh, yeah, that is true. Because when they really analyze them, they really don't make no sense.
Darn sense. Hot me for the and them are winning up. Them are win. That's why that's one of the reasons why we only have 12,000 students vaccinated. Because we
don't have enough vaccine.
Huh?
You know, this is really sad, but I could say this from my perspective.
Because we didn't have enough vaccines and we don't educate
that's an issue.
enough.
We don't have enough.
That's one of them.
Education. Keep the people uneducated, uninformed, and in subservient to you forever.
Yeah,
and that's not the problem. What they have always tried to do, keep the majority uneducated, uninformed, so they could get over with things. But the thing is that if they have the community leaders to do it, it will help. Like, you know, like a little, not really community, but like a barbers or whoever who have taken it, because it goes a long way than to have a politician that you hardly see come and say, oh, take a vaccine. But if your little neighbor sit with you, which I've had conversation with people, and after a while they say, oh yeah, I'm gonna take it. Sit with you and have a comment as to why they took it. You know, you explain and go over it, then people will be more inclined to take it. Because I think they have maxed out on this whole marketing of people taking it. Because people really not
spending billions of dollars on marketing.
Whatever they're doing is not working right now because uptake is not that great. You get what I'm saying? So they need to change. They need to change. You know, like with everything, you just have to regroup and figure out what next.
The coffee is very good this morning, you know.
I'll take some comments here and I'll stop listening to Leo come. I'm gonna have some Malta. That's what I feel like.
It tastes good and everything. And I thought, I wonder if I really picked up almond milk because it's too milky and it make my coffee taste good this morning. Oh my God.
Gina says it's family business, right, Leo? We are family and many. Princess said, woman can be anything. A matter of fact, woman is everything. Tell them, Michelle.
I agree with that.
Leo.
I agree with that 100%.
We're all family, Leo. Adam and Eve children. Leo is laughing at us. Princess says, talk up the things there, Michelle. Sancho says, good morning, royal panelists and fellow listeners. Algina said, we wise, get your vaccine. Be wise, get your vaccine and wear mask, please. Laverine said, Leo, break up women around the world. I wish if all the men in American politics could step aside and give the woman a chance to run things.
Yes.
What a better America and Jamaica should do, they say just once.
Yes.
Gina said, that's what most families don't realize, that the vaccine have an expiration date. Dorit says,
hold on there. If you got the people on YouTube, I always seem to do that. We have a Janice Cunningham. It says we are bright and sunny in Kingston, and Patricia Barnes says happy Sabbath. LDM, she calls us LDM. What is that? LDM.
You're Diana Michelle.
Oh, Diana Michelle. Oh, okay. Lord of mercy.
Diana says, laughing at Michelle comment, I do not know what couples do in their bed. In their bedroom. Princess says, why one disease and so many different cure vaccine for one thing, and why attacking the children in the UK? Too many different. Okay.
Come on, Michelle. If you and your husband sleeping in the bed, and the two of you have the same thing going on, meaning you know the same business and customer cost.
Michelle, please read the comment. Nobody make Leo draw it out.
Not
even stop. Like go and read the comment for Leo in just one cause foolishness.
Princess said, how can those vaccines expire already when pandemic just started in 2 years? How long has them? Yeah, Peter said it's protein. The lifespan is very short. Gina said, calm down, Leo. Peter said, good morning, everyone. Ethelyn is laughing at us. Lorna said, good morning. So happy we are all here. Marcel, how in God's name we're talking about injecting kids okay. Princess says,
you're not about to read that one day. You're not about to read that one day.
No, if I see, I'm not going to support. Everybody agree, but I'm not going to support any anti-vax.
Agree, but you should read it. You should read it anyway.
No.
Princess,
read it. Yeah, you can read if you want. But people are doing from the vaccine is a fact. Harvest is love. Princess said, how about Mr. Josie will wife after taking the vaccine? Gina said the Ministry of Health is doing good given circumstances. All the Caribbean land is surprised over the endemic COVID. Local community parents input and school teachers. The children is the issue, just pull together as parents first. Ethelyn said, Andrew, of course. Doris said, paranoia, Leo. Diana said, if that was so, one of my brothers would have not gotten cancer or the ear and cheek. Cell never leave his ears. Hear my dad talk about fencing when I was a little girl. Princess said, you are not sick. You are on the earth for so many years. All of a sudden, a pandemic came and you survived out of it. Why do you need a...
I for me personally, would I get cancer a long time, because from the first cell phone come out, I change cell phone like every 2 years. So and listen, me take Fenzik, me take medication. Me don't know one of them. Somebody just said, listen, it's good for you. Me take what is the thing name again? Where help me at the hospital in England? One Jamaican medication. It's good for pain and fever. What popular one name, Diana?
Why you ask me?
You live in Jamaica? Diana, what is popular fever and
Panadol.
No, man, that's a woman.
I mean,
just got this man a woman. Men
No.
take Panadol.
Men don't take Panadol.
Yeah, that's what
What do
they
you mean,
take
men
when,
not take
with
Panadol?
the,
When
with
they
the
take
vaccine. That's what they recommend.
They do?
Never know that. Yeah,
Tylenol and Panadol.
Oh man.
Tylenol and
Hold on,
Arabia
this
and
will tell you. This
Jamaica.
will show you. I'll show you why. Hold on. And the best medication. And the best.
Michelle, beg you read some comment there while Lindy there look for medicine when now.
Name.
Adina says,
This is
tell
it.
your
Paracetamol. Paracetamol. From
Oh,
Jamaica.
somebody
Paracetamol, no
just mentioned
Panadol.
it.
A Panadol.
Yeah.
It's the main drug in Panadol.
Oh, is that
Yes,
right?
somebody just said it. Like a few people said that's what you meant.
Yes, it is really good. But me don't know why not. Me say me at dead at England.
Did you try reading the instructions?
Me did that,
And
you know,
ingredients?
me no really care why not. But me say me that England here, and me at dead on the bed, and the
And it worked.
doctor man
You have to get
come
one.
and say, and this at England me buy this, you know.
You get one.
Take this. He give me about 3 doses, and in a no time, me fever gone, me sore throat gone, me dead in gone, all of them dead, the thing then gone.
Then
get
Leo, you never have no little rum and pimento.
At England, no, sir. In the hospital, no, sir. No, then Jamaican rum over there. So then give me Jamaican thing. They give me Jamaican paracetamol. And it was really good. Me no left my home without paracetamol.
I need to get one. Another thing, I know you asked me about wholeness, Miss Wholeness, and Princess says, sorry, Michelle, don't want to put you in trouble, but the brainwash is real. You know, put me in trouble. I'm just controlling what I can. But with Miss Wholeness, so all right, she was on a roll, right? But after we analyzed it, but then the next day, I don't know if somebody said, you're on a roll, keep going. I saw this video with her holding a baby walking on a road. And I'm like, oh my
What that
God.
mean?
She just walk around and baby attack how the road fix and it's for the future generation. you know the video?
No. But what does that signify? What's the purpose of that video? I mean, I'll get it.
I don't know. Like she was just, it's a new road that opened and she just have the baby in her hand walking.
You see what,
so it's like,
I'm telling you, the only thing that I see many of our leaders doing is to showcase that they did something here and they did something there, as though it's not their job. I don't need to see you showcasing. I don't need to see you showcasing anything.
They don't know their job.
They don't know their job.
Know their job description, because each time they complain about something, is something within their field, like under their umbrella, and they don't know.
We can't be talking about these things, and Dianna can't participate in the conversation.
Okay,
I can participate. I mean, it is an expectation that there are certain basic social needs that ought to be provided and met by the MPs. But I think that as a country, we need to be holding them accountable. So, you know, it brings to the fore this organization led by Jeanette Calder. And we should probably have Jeanette on one of these Saturday.
I had her on, yeah.
Talk about all this whole corruption and what it is and how do we keep them accountable. Because I don't need nobody to be promoting. This is not TikTok and Instagram and Twitter where you're going to walk around with baby in arm to show that you fix road. Road must fix so that people can go to school and go to work and be productive. You need a roadway so that it supports production and productivity. It's not no special
and movement and logistics
to fix the road.
Yeah,
and also tell me say fix my road. The road's supposed to fix a long goddamn time.
Yeah, also we need them to be more telling us about these outdated laws that really need to be changed. Because
people need to educate themselves. People need to educate themselves.
But
time you have a couple Rastaman from the corner, I educate the youth, them and I share XYZ. Nowadays, nobody now educate nobody. Everybody.
But do you realize that is a part of that's a part of the holding down tech kind of deal. When them are showing, when a minister will tell you, say, oh, we changed 500 minutes from protective service to law enforcement, as though that wasn't law enforcement. and that's it, show your road, and I show your road. All of that is a part of the dumb down, you know. As a part of the dumb down. So we give you something in picture and in video, then you're supposed to feel good about it. Well, you're dumbing us down.
Because when we see all this killing, and you're gonna say, oh, we transfer 500 officers. We're like,
what the hell? What the hell? Who cares? Who cares? I mean,
I am drinking, just for the sake of that person who is begging me some of my cocoa tea, I'm actually drinking Malta. Cold Malta.
It's cocoa or chocolate. A Malta you drink? But that not rum in it.
Malta.
No have rum in there.
what?
Not had this all the morning. That for later.
Oh. The rum part. So you drink the one without the rum first.
But Malta don't have rum. Malta is molasses and mainly molasses from an iron.
You see, Michelle been trying to say something, and we are all dumb take we are.
Oh, me? No. I'm drinking my water. Keeping hydrated. You know?
We have a young lady coming on at 11:30.
Let me just share something that on my mind that I feel real sick about.
Oh, man.
We started talking about criminal activities and violence in Jamaica. But let me tell you, it gets the core of me an article about a 70-odd-year-old butcher man who went to buy cow. Is in business, and with him is a younger man who is probably bringing
accompany him.
And the man go to buy a cow, and they rob them. They not just rob them, so they kill the two of them, tie them up with the rope. I'm going to use to tie the cow them and shoot the two people. Them two families just totally devastated. Where is the comment from the Ministry of National Security? What support system could the butcherman have called upon to say, I'm going down to such and such a spot to buy cows, can I have security?
Or have a local police like do a transaction, like they always say.
Why is there a need for that?
Yeah, they have to be though, because we know how society is right now.
Everybody will go buy a car or need police protection. What kind of
Well, I am saying though, the security, clearly I don't have a system in my country that protects me in my everyday average ordinary transactions when I'm going about my business. But since you don't have that, is there any way that I could have called a police officer to say, I'm going to meet Mr. So-and-so, could you accompany me because it's a major cash transaction?
Yeah, or set up a place for people to do, like these butchers to do these transactions.
I don't know that
it is possible. It can be done.
I don't think that is a possibility.
Yes,
no,
because
I don't propose that at all. Because
no, but that's a private thing.
That is a private thing that our private enterprise system allows us to do, and all we have to do is to protect ourselves and do the right thing.
I want to agree with Michelle that there could be a place.
We can't have police officers or go with private citizens, go to private business.
You know, so they have a larceny unit, right?
How much police officer we want for that? No,
but do you know they have a larceny unit, right? You know they have a larceny unit just for this issue.
So the word larceny explains it. It says only after somebody thieves something that the police will come in.
No.
That's what larceny means.
They have preventive measures.
If not no last, if not no last, it can't last me.
Yeah.
You know, Leo, you're a real Jamaican, uneducated and uninformed.
Exactly.
Because it's a simple setup, because we know what's happening. Even the other day, wasn't a police officer killed when he went to purchase a car? Like, they can set up places, a safe haven for citizens that say if you're doing any transaction, use this location in the community. It makes a lot of sense, because
whomever gets the money is still at risk. Whomever gets the transaction is still at risk when they leave that location and go somewhere.
Yeah, it's possible, but it prevents people from setting up people purposefully to go rob them. The little boy that tried to sell his cell phone the other day, that was killed. Like he was selling it to pay his
agree
rent.
with that the policy that all.
I think, and that is the problem.
Well, I'm the Prime Minister and I support it
government
fully.
works. Yeah, but that's how the
police are supposed to get
works.
involved in private citizens and private enterprises.
But then
you're putting too much pressure on the police. You're putting too much pressure on the police to deal with social and financial.
No, but Michelle is saying to have a central location that has sufficient security cameras, and you go here just like you would go to the market,
the same thing.
and you conduct your transaction here.
When you after you conduct the transaction, after there's a change of hands in money.
So you know what?
Money,
we need to stop have this whole pack cash, and everybody must walk with a debit card and walk with a credit card.
That's a better argument. That's a better argument. But you can't
deposit it in a bank account. Or deposit it in a bank account.
Go to the bank and do it. Go to the bank and do it.
But since we know say country people not sophisticated like that, we can set up things in place for them. Leo, you listen to me. You are not a part of that community that are butchers, that are enduring.
I agree with that.
Exactly, so you don't care. And that is not
police duty. That is not
police duty. That is the problem.
But the police duty is to walk up and down behind everybody who as soon as they turn MP and good and carry them children go to school and carry them wife and them baby mother and them the sweetheart go to school and protect all of them. For them work is to select private people.
No. I mean, I agree with that. That's a public official.
Can be in place to protect citizens. They either can do it with the community societies, but something has to be in place to protect these individuals. Not in exchange of cash, not in exchange of transactions. And they have a budget, just like how they say they're going to patrol run community.
Yes,
this is what. No, I'm telling you. Listen, Leo, you're not listening. You're just listening to argue. You're not listening.
Okay, I'll listen you out, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Go ahead.
Listen. They have things in place that I've seen them mention where they have community patrol, that the police go in the community to patrol. The police are building these relationships. If the police can do that, they can say, listen, these farmers who are selling, listen, a part of the community project that they have designated anyway. We're willing to help you because we go walk around, waste time in the sun. We can go with you to our area where we're going to have a transaction that is safe. That's all. It's just
I am saying that that is absolutely out of the police's
no, it's not.
You're gonna have to let me finish. That is way out of the police's realm of duties. That don't make any sense. Because a policeman cannot put himself in every citizen's financial transaction. It means that every time you're going down the street to go buy something, you want a policeman because I'm spending $10,000. That make any sense? That make any sense at all? What does make sense? Hold on. What does make sense is if they're going to the bank to exchange cash. It's okay. They can use the bank. That's what the bank is for, not policing. Policing take care of what they're supposed to take care of. That's not
all right. Let me tell you something. It raises a number of issues for me, and one of it is trust. Fundamentally trust. The man who is going to buy the cow wants to see the cow before he pays for the cow. The man who is selling the cow wants the money before he gives the cow. The only way they can do it is in one central space with both of them. I see nothing wrong with the principle that Michelle has proposed, that you have a central location that is secure enough for this transaction to be accommodated. One, I similarly, I see nothing wrong with what she says too, that the police, in an effort to bolster their relationships within communities, could offer this service rather than sit down. Then
the police, it should be okay for the police to
going
on somebody's farm and go wait until something happens. When people
it's so unfair. Finish that.
Let the police, in an effort to bolster community relationship and to get support and goodwill within the communities, facilitate on set days these kind of transactions. So you know that if you're coming into Clarendon or St. Catherine Bottom to buy cows and goats, the police will facilitate the transactions between our A, B, C, and D. The person who buys it, collect the money, and then get for go lodge the money in at the bank. If they want to keep the money, that is their exposure, but they have the
Totally not. Totally not. You just didn't care about the person who's receiving the money. That is crazy.
What did I just say?
You did not. But I am saying. So therefore, what would happen is that we need that. We need
they have the opportunity to take it to the bank.
Because I have a farm. Because I have a farm, I need a policeman on the farm. That because every day. I know I have 2,000 crabs. I have 2,000 crabs, and they are going to steal my 2,000 crabs. I need a policeman there.
That's
no, Leo.
You know what? No, but you know what, Leo? Could I add something? Could I add something? You do know that they have a unit that drives around though to farms.
Exactly.
But not for transactions.
Well, that's what we're saying.
For the general population.
We're getting nowhere with Leo.
That's exactly right.
Clearly,
not getting anywhere with me on this
wrong coffee
not
this
on
morning,
this one at all.
Let's
take some comments.
No, read no comment, female.
Okay, the comments say, Leo, please listen. Leo, please listen.
What are the comments? Let's hear the comments.
Leo, go back to bed. Leo, go back to bed and exit your bed.
We need the comments about the
transactions. All the comments.
We need you know, we want to hear the comments on the transactions. Not about me going back to bed. I want to hear the transaction. You read those, and then we are okay. Read those comments.
Get up to the times to prevent crime. Peter said, having cash, you're at risk. The transaction could be successful and someone still intercept the recipient of the cash. They need to less cash transaction with a large sum of money, which we agree.
That's what I'm talking about.
Using cards, if you raise that, he said that's that, crazy. Or going to the bank. Dylan said, or someone could launch a Jamaica come to stop the cash robbery then. Dorette says, Leo, a security system to protect them. Community policing.
That's a totally different thing.
Community
that's
what I said.
Totally different from police.
Listen.
DC is different from the police. You guys need to be specific about what you're asking.
You know, I would have never played card with Leo. It's all
totally different. Community police different.
I specifically said community police.
No, you said the police. You guys said the police.
He did.
Totally different.
Oh my God.
Police.
Anyway, Diana said, Dr. Diana, you make sense with your comment about cops accompanying folks. Ethelyn said, police are going to set them up too. That's true. Sandra said, I agree with the queens to have some protective protocol in place so everyone can feel safe when conducting a business transaction. What is in the air in Jamaica? Why can't we support each other? The rest says, Leo, what is in your coffee this morning? Diana said, Leo, even though you're my mature crush, you need to let folks finish their comment. Silas, no, listen. Okay, somebody agree with Leo. Leo is correct. That isn't the job of that's the job of a security guard.
That's right.
Princess said, do it in the parish council. Yeah. 14 parish council.
Yes.
That's a great idea. 14 parish council groups, simple maths. But money will need to create a team. As I understood what Leah is saying, not every single transaction may be able for police to assist, but something can be put in place to prevent the notion of being robbed, like a place in a parish council or a planned place where these transactions can happen.
Let me point this out. There's something about Jamaica that we're trying to be idealistic about. There's something about the mentality of our people because there is a possibility that these things are happening, and the same policeman them who say we out there at this right now is setting it up
We know that it's possible.
So therefore, we're talking idealism, and I'm not into idealism. What I'm into is to make things that are practical. This is what you guys are suggesting is totally impractical. Totally impractical.
Practical. What you talking about?
Totally impractical. That's way out of bounds. It's not
Leo,
for police officers to do
very
that.
practical. But you know, you have community officers, and like what I just mentioned, the parish council. I totally forgot.
I didn't mention that. I didn't mention that. But
no, the person. Do you know they have a set of people like the parish council? They're not police officers, but something similar to police officers. They wear blue uniforms. I forgot what they're called.
Same thing.
Full blue.
Same thing.
So they can do that too.
Them still are going to set up the people them for thief them.
We know that, Leo, but we're saying.
Same way. And it don't happen, and we're trying to put in another law that will protect us from those people who wear blue also. That's crazy.
Okay. I understand.
We have to be very practical about what our suggestions are.
I understand your point. I understand.
No, but I want to take exception with the point that Leo has raised, because Leo is attempting to undermine the capacity of my Jamaican colleagues and I who live here to adjust or to transition, and I object to it totally. I will not allow Leo.
I appreciate that.
I will not allow Leo to
appreciate that, Diana.
We can't change. And Michelle's proposition is something that we can start with. We can change. We want
change go happen.
We want practicality.
But it is practical. I don't see why it's not practical.
I bet when some shop did say we're going to have a revolution, then they'd say I'm stupid, and it don't make no sense. Somebody has to do it.
Which revolution are you talking about?
We have to start. All right, let's read some
shop. You never some shop. Let it go.
Okay. Philip says, poor Leo, holding your own brother. Those are two amazing co-hosts you have. Awesome team. Sandra said, Leo can't talk like that because he has police friends in Jamaica to protect him when he's doing business in Jamaica. Oh, yeah. They have the privilege.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, and make them drive him around when him come to Jamaica to for me not drive him around.
The one with me have drive me around through Clarendon last time. The one police officer when me know the one we say back up. The one police officer.
Doris says, yes, Princess, there are 14 parish councils. Lorna says, Leo, the purchase of the cow going to be one big transaction. The poor man buying the cow will have to pay the police. These police charge people of food when they stop you on the road. Can you imagine when they know you have enough money to buy a cow? Not all police are the same.
I'm not going to undermine the police officers in Jamaica. That's what Dan just charged me about a while ago. So I'm not undermining them.
Yeah. Zylin said that is understandable. Right. Oh God, Sandra said, take it easy with Leo. He's going through a midlife crisis. Diana says, Sandra, those same couples sell him for a higher bidder or more. Oh, Philip said district constables. Yeah, those are good. Michael said, have you ever heard of the Cave Valley Animal Market? No longer in use. So see, they had a market for it back in the day. See, Leo, it just maybe need to revamp. It didn't.
My argument, and you stay with that. We stay with that. You guys are asking for police officers to do this. I am not in disagreement with you having community officers or parish council or bank or security guards to do this. Not our police officers.
Come around somewhat.
Not our police
officers.
Yeah,
somewhat. But I guess he just hung up on the police because think
I am totally against the police getting involved.
No, but the thing
that has been my argument all morning. I have not moved away from that.
No, but the thing is that you don't understand the police now in Jamaica because they have different elements now. They have you have police officers. Literally, job is to walk around communities or drive through communities. That's their job. And you have
district counselors. That's what they call them, district counselors.
So they could be used.
But they're not police officers.
Of course, there are police officers. You have police officers who walk around and drive around and ride bicycle.
I get that's what I say. He's
Yes,
confusing
I said
two.
district councillors.
I guess
Well, I don't know how to read them epilepsy and them buttons, so them are police.
A police, exactly. So I guess that's what we're hung up on because, like, you're
I am not hung
thinking.
up on anything other than a
No, but
police
you're
officer.
thinking those are not part of the police force. Like
No,
you're
they're
thinking
not.
the police.
No,
Are they part of the police force?
If you
They wear the
if you
uniform.
ride bike and you lock up people and you give ticket and
But
you
they
can make an arrest, you're a police officer. You get
But
paid
they
for it,
can't do
you're a
that.
police officer. If you
no.
volunteer and just walk around the city and say and have
It's
a
not
button,
a
it's not
volunteer
a police
though.
officer. You're a police
And if-
officer. You get paid to protect the people them, and you can lock up, and you're a part of the civil service system.
You're confused. You don't think the district
Please don't
council are
get it
part of the
confused. You
police?
please don't get it confused. I'm talking about
think
police officers.
We need the Ministry of Security to come explain this to us.
Yeah. You make sure you make that very, very clear.
Anybody live?
What about
Oh,
people
God. Sandra, ease up on Leo. Ease up on Leo.
And they're not police officers.
All right, Sandra, ease up on Leo. She said anybody live close to Leo so they can bring him some wine. Wine
that's
from
it.
or some sedative.
I'm not wine today, but the wine soon come. As soon as I come off.
Okay, somebody agreeing with Leo. Leo is correct. We need to be practical. But Jamaica have a big ground around when it comes to farming. And if this is looked into, it can boost the economy a lot. So putting things in place for farmers and protection and more can help. But practically it's really needed and the plan can push through if attained to properly. So David said, what is the debate about? Direct said, DC, District Constable, is a part of the police force. It's a branch of the police force. Princess said, but even if they are police officers or not, but if someone in uniform put in place to see the notion will change. Sandra said, oh, please read the YouTube comments, Leo. Sandra said, please read them.
I read them already.
No more? Okay. Diana said, Leo. Your crush is saying, Leo.
There's one thing about love, and I'm an expert on this, right? One thing about love. Love is love no matter what, okay? All right. So just because we may have a difference of opinion, it don't mean that we're not in love still.
We're always in love. We just like
we don't love him. Tell him so we don't love him here today. Who can conquer us?
Princess said, you have community officers here on the street in the UK who are walking around to be seen visibly because of too many crimes happening. And it has changed a little. When you see a uniform, you will think differently. Leslie says, I agree with Leo. No police. They need to go find the gun and gunmen. Okay, so you have some people in agreement.
We have to be very practical about what our suggestions are for police officers. They have specific duties.
Diana said Leo, and that is why I love you. Your crush says she loves you.
We have somebody coming on the show named Clarion. I mean, she's gonna come in at 11:30. I think that's Diana's friend, right? You're somebody that you know.
So I just said Leo. I think you a good compliment. So I just said Leo, we still love you.
Clarion, is that her name?
Who's Clarion?
Is your friend? He just said he's a friend.
I thought it was. No matter seriously. I love. She was very.
Again, you're not speaking with me.
Clarion Philpotts. You didn't suggest it.
Let me tell you too. My friend Donna Scott Modley celebrated a birthday earlier this week, and it was just cool hanging out with her. Anybody had birthday this week? We should say happy birthday to our peeps them. Michelle, you're muted.
And anniversary.
You had anniversary? Anybody out there have anniversary?
Anniversary.
Oh,
okay.
There are certain. There are three things that we celebrate.
We don't have no anniversary, Leo. You have anniversary, Leo?
Doris says,
Just text
love
me a
you,
while ago
Leo.
and say, stop lying to the people them. You don't know nothing about love.
Oh no. Doris said, love you, Leo. Spirited discussion, guys. Love you all.
Say them people are wicked. They're really wicked. I come tell me, say me don't know nothing about love. I am an expert.
Leo knows about love. I know Leo know about love. You know why? I know he knows about love. Because, you know, when you go through marriage, which he has spoken about, you know, you go through divorce, you know the difference. You learn as you grow. Then he has children. So you really know the different types of love, right? So now he knows what he's looking for.
Is that my attorney speaking? My attorney, I try make a comeback, a nice comeback. That's nice. That's really so nice. Right, Diana?
I mean, I hear so well.
We know you're not gonna hear that. Oh my God! Yeah, I think Clarion is coming
so
on.
People have anniversary. Michelle and Bert. Oh, Maxine Thomas says, "Happy birthday." Yeah, Mish, read up.
The what? Okay, the comments. Oh, no more comments are coming in. Just that they love us. We love you all too.
Lorna says she up on your side. Okay.
She's saying that there are a couple of birthdays and
oh, I don't see any. Okay. Ethlyn says you guys are claiming this morning. Princess said, go on, Leo, my lover. Michelle, I need you in court. Okay, you just mentioned the topic love and you just stop right there. So because we laugh. Leo,
well, you know, yeah, what I wanted to talk to Dr. What's her name? Dr. Beverly on
Maxine
Tuesday night.
Thomas had said happy birthday to Donna Scott Motley too. And somebody else said that they had an anniversary. You're not seeing it, Mish?
No, I'm not seeing it on mine.
I'm sure the comments just come and then the next minute you know they're gone.
Donna Scott Motley from Manchester?
No, she's from Clarendon College. She's in the Senate. She's Senator Scott Motley.
Oh, okay. That's her. It was her birthday this week.
Yes, the 6th was her birthday.
Happy birthday, Donna. And who else have a birthday again?
Somebody on here had an anniversary and the comment gone. Can the person just post it back for us? Because they're not. I hear scrolling and trying to find it, but not seeing it.
Is who for dog a bark?
No, my dog.
Oh.
I didn't know you had a dog.
A dog named Prada.
What name?
Prada.
Hey.
A government care that.
For your government care.
Princess Diana, please hurry up and run for Prime Minister. Sis, wherever in the world, we will support you. Diana said Diana marriage 3 years anniversary a few weeks ago. Oh, happy anniversary.
Yes.
Diana.
Hey, Ethelyn is in Ireland.
Oh, no, Ethelyn not keep laughing at us.
Yeah, that's my friend Ethelyn.
Diana, what are they doing there?
Diana, is it?
She dating.
Okay, I see a few coming in. Angela said my granddaughter Nashari celebrated her 21st birthday. Happy birthday. But Leo, what were you going to talk about love? Like we keep cutting you off. Like what were you going to say about love? Talk about it.
No, the reason Diana didn't come on the show Tuesday night is because we were going to talk about love and relationships. And she didn't want to participate in that conversation. She cussed me off.
I didn't know that. Why?
It's not a good topic.
I would have loved that topic.
You don't remember, Diana? Why you look at me like that for?
That I said that I wouldn't talk about love and relationships.
Yeah, that's why you didn't come on the show the other night.
You know, Leo, if I never want thing, you wait till school done.
Conk. A real conk.
I would have loved to have that discussion. I love to hear people talk about love and the different dynamics.
Well, I mean, it would be a sociable conversation. It's not nothing academic and but it's just
But what you want to talk about love? We have half an hour. What you want to talk about love?
I don't know why she's so insistent on this love topic. I fell in love when I was in grade when I was about 14-year old. And I there goes Claire. Yeah, it was love. I mean she
You had butterflies.
And then after she left me after, and then me never see her again. For about 30 years, me never see her again. Never hear anything. This is Clarion.
Okay, so Phil Potts is on to come talk about her projects and whatever it is that she does.
Good morning, Clarion. How are you?
Morning. Greetings, everybody. Wagwan.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, just meet the people first now. There's Dianna Davis Smith.
Prime Minister.
And there you go, girl. And then her advisor, Attorney Michelle Fanger.
Attorney General, yes.
And Leo, I absolutely, from what I've seen of you, I know you absolutely know everything about love. Nothing.
There you go, girl. Oh, yeah. My heart broke when I was 15-year-old.
You are love. Let's put it like that. You are love.
Leo, you were in love from you were 15?
At 14, and my heart broke 15. Bad.
Sure, love.
Then Leo, how you know says love?
Listen, we don't have to talk about Clarion and our projects. Good morning to you, my love.
But we want to know at 15, how the hell you know says love?
The man know why you're fasting in business.
Hey, what do you want coming to my business?
I maybe put you out the door.
Before we move on, there was this thing, I forgot who told me. Oh, it was one of my teachers, English. He said, love is that feeling you feel when you're about to feel that feeling you've never felt before.
It's like Romeo and Juliet. How old were they?
That's too deep.
I'm still trying to figure it out. Anyway.
Clarion, tell us about your project, my dear. We're very interested.
No, but before, let her tell us about where she's from, a little bit of our background.
She better come from St. Mary, or else she can't just...
Me a Kingstonian, born and raised, so I don't know how that's going to go.
All right, tell us.
Yeah, man. So born and raised in Annie Gardens, moved out of the community when I was about to go into St. Andrew High School. And I've been working there over 5 years now. So my daughter and I, we just started feeding people on the streets, We did it for Independence Day and Marcus Garvey birthday. And then I said, I want to do something for my community.
I mean, this year, Marcus Garvey.
No, 2015, and that's how we started the foundation. So out of going back into Arnett Gardens to do community work, we started building. So I eventually ended up teaching at the school in 2016. After school reading and maths. Then when I realized they were not as focused as we'd like them to be, for the reading. And so I said, oh my, they need some music. They need something. And so the more I work with them and I get to learn and understand why is it an inner city community is an inner city community and it's very different from the rest of Jamaica. I began to put more solutions in place, so to speak. So we just started, for example, with Green Gourmet, which recently opened on Hope Road, and we're doing field trips with them. So we've done 2 field trips last month with them where we took 7 students to the restaurant. And the idea is to teach coding, for example, and website building, but it's also to get them out of the community. It's also to have the boys pull out the chairs for the girls and teach them etiquette. You understand? So things that they wouldn't necessarily learn, but you want to give them the first-hand experience. You don't want to just tell them, this is how you must treat them.
Hold on. Are you sending me that thing, that chivalry thing where this little boy, are you, remember who sent it to me. Oh, okay, so chivalry is still alive, that's, or open the door for girl and girl.
Yes.
Wait, oh Lord of mercy.
Because that's when you started the program and you're talking about crime and the solutions. It has to be the mindset of the people. And so you want to develop the mindset from their children. You don't want to wait until they reach 15 and 16 and 17 and out of hand, you know. And then you jump in with youths are unattached and
With
youths are
police.
doing this and no. You want to start at the primary level and say to them, okay, you don't hit a girl, okay? No hitting of girls, right? This is how we relate to each other. Right. So one of the things I did, for example, we took them before the lockdown, we took them 2 times to Miami Bay. We were invited there by a sister. She would come down with a group and they rented a villa and they did their African drumming and it was a yoga retreat. And just to have the children go and spend the day and swim in the pool and have a little story time. And you understand, you don't want to raise children where all they know for the first 10, 11, 12 years of their life, all they know is life inside Arnett Gardens, which we call concrete jungle, right?
Karen, let me ask you this, because I know today's youth, there are a lot of pushback on chivalry, a lot of pushback on, opening the door for you or pulling your chair for you, and there's a lot of that. How do you get a young man to understand that when he gets a pushback on something like that, how he's supposed to act? Because I've been there. Go ahead.
But I think, Leo, that she responded when she said that she's starting younger because you can't wait until 15, 16. I suspect that at 15, 16 is when there is resentment. I say, oh, but she can't open it herself, she can't open it. But when you start at the primary level to inculcate that kind of an approach and exercise, and it becomes commonplace to that generation. So yes, we might lose this 15, 16, 17, and the 18, or they might just take a little shame and say, but wait, my little brother, my open door, make me open door too. But Karen, please respond.
Well, I tell you what, because I've been working with them for 5 years now, the ones that we carried on the field trip, they're a little older. So they're at that age now where one of the boys, he was hesitant and he said, miss, me don't want to do it, But then the owner said, let me show you, man. And as a man, he saw the example of a man doing it. You see? And then, him bump fist with him and him say, yeah, man, you can do it. And him give him a little encouragement because some of it is really just, I'm not confident enough as well. You understand? Okay. So there are students who will right away just do it. And then there are students who will be a little resistant. But this is why you start working, because I've been working with them for over 5 years now and they know me and, I can get them at that age now. I can have those types of conversations with them now. So this is what I'm saying to us as a people, as Jamaicans. That is what we have to do. We have to start focusing at that level. Because trust me, it's not nice when they get to the other level and they already drop out of high school and they didn't do so well. And, it's really rough at that age now to work with them. It's much easier to work with them from primary level, right? And bring them in a certain pattern of behavior. Because remember, everything is around them 24 hours a day, pushing at them to make the wrong choices. So when I go in for a couple hours and I take them out for a day at Miami Bay or wherever, that is like a drop in the bucket in terms of their consciousness. And you're coming home. I come out from Arnett Gardens, I play elastic, you gamble, you grow up in the community like that, you start gambling from a baby, and then you move on from elastic to money. It's just the reality.
You have to tell these people what elastic is actually. You can't take it.
I have a quick question. I'm not sure if I missed it when you first started, but are you only working with boys or are you also working with girls?
Boys and girls. So the boys have to pull the chair out for the girls when we take them on the field trip to the restaurant.
So tell me, Karen, what is your core focus? Is it literacy and ethics, etiquette?
It is literacy. We're doing computer. I'm trying to make them well-rounded, right? So we have volunteers, like, for example, from the University of the West Indies who do coding, and he will come down and start teaching coding, right? So whatever I can do to give them a skill We want some sewing machines now because they're at that age where they need some skill training. So we're going to get some sewing machines so they can move on to that. So it's everything. I sit and I read with them, but you also have to end up reasoning with them, talking to them. There's some children who are sad. You always see them look sad. You know that kind of way?
Yeah, man.
So
I know. Sometimes I'm not sad enough. Sometimes I screw face.
Well, whatever makes them screw face, right? I'm now trying to say, okay, these children need the same kind of experience because I went to Jester Paul Primary. So I'm looking at, okay, but you are always in the community. You never get out, you see? And so we are trying to just give them as many programs to make positive choices. All right, so you come home from school, we have keyboards and guitar, you're gonna learn some keyboard, you're gonna learn some coding. You understand? Give them something positive to do when the school day finishes.
So did you?
All right, so this is an after school. Sorry, this is an after school project, and you keep the children for how long?
Well, normally we'd work with them at Iris Gelly Primary. So between the hours of say 3 to 6, right? But the school is right now closed. We cannot use the school. So we're actually setting up an office in the community. So when I sent you the keyboard, I'm playing the keyboard, that's right there in the community where the residents have built a little plaza where they keep their functions, you know, their parties and that kind of thing. So the residents have offered us this space now because they want the program to continue because we can't use the school anymore.
Mm.
Yeah.
And if school not keep, you know, understand if school not keep, why no can't use the space for keep school?
Well, I just never asked, to be honest. I just never went to the school and asked if I could use it because I know that, you know, the whole system. So
you do things online.
Well, yes, there are students who have said to me that they need tablets, for example. So we are accepting donations of tablets and laptops if person wants to, you know, contribute. And, you know, the reality is a lot of students are going to find it difficult to stay online and, you know, keep up with teacher. So, you know, it is something in terms of the crime. It's something that we have to attack and we can't wait no more. You know, if we need to make Dianna Prime Minister and say, look here, listen, get us what we need, that's just how it have to go. You understand? As Jamaicans, we just have to make this work. Find the solutions.
I quite agree. Let me take a few comments. Sandra said 150% support, and she comments, you know what you're done. Karen, you look like a ray of sunshine that you are. Princess says she can't wait for more. Karen, you look like a ray of sunshine that you are. Love the yellow, my favorite color, she says. Heslop says, great initiative. And how do you get funding is the question. Sandra says, I totally agree. Amazing work. Behavioral change is a great place to start. How do you get funding?
Funding is individuals, just people that I know, and I say to them, this is what I'm doing, and can you support me? Honestly, that is the Digicel was kind enough to purchase 3 laptops, and they gave us some keyboards as well. But the 99% is just people. The thing about Jamaica and how the government operates, and you probably realize this by now, the government is out of touch. You understand? The government is just out of touch. We need, if I call the Ministry of Education, for example, like I did in 2016 when I started the reading program at the school, and I say, this is what I'm doing. This is a community where you know the students are not reading, they're not doing well in school. And she just said to me, there's no help I can give you. You know, we don't have systems in place. So literally, we as Jamaicans, we're gonna have systems in place. Yeah, that was the response. You know, she heard me out and we spoke for about 15 minutes. And I said, is there any help you can give me? She said, no, there's no help the ministry can give you. And so when you're gonna send a child, for example, who lives in Arnett Gardens, which is this entrance close to Lindus Road. I don't know if you know Lindus Road and Calvary Cemetery. And I've seen where JC comes in the community and is telling a mother to send the child down to Trenchtown for skills training. The mother says, no, I don't want to send my child down there. You understand? Which is understandable because you're talking about way down as near Spanish Town Road, and you know, from Lindus Road. So these are the things I realized. We have to get serious about our people to the point where every little corner, put something positive there, put a music program there, put a room with 10 laptops there. And believe me, you're gonna see the students go in and teach themselves. Our people are creative and they're gifted. They just need the internet, right? And they just need a laptop and they can do it. And this is what I believe. And so that is why I am working to do that, because I know a whole heap of genius in the Arnett Gardens undiscovered. I have a friend who said to me, he had a laptop and him carried to Sovereign and him couldn't get it fixed and him carried it, yes, and he couldn't get it fixed. And him said, give somebody in the Arnett Gardens and the guy fix it and said, just buy me a little beer, you know, and it's thousands of dollars of work, what he did. Any comments coming in? Any questions?
Yes, more money intervention for people with talent. Salute, Empress. It can work. Princess says yes. Princess says, but did you all know you can put her up for the job and get the people to back behind her to vote? I suppose they're running, they seem to be running Dianna from Minister of Education. Oh gosh, excellent program. Dorrit says, if someone from outside of Jamaica wants to donate, how do they contact you?
Okay, so my WhatsApp or Telegram, or you can call me straight, is 876-859-3265. 859-3265. And the name of the foundation is A New Jamaica of Peace. So we have a Facebook page up.
A New Jamaica of
Peace Foundation, right? And as well as,
and I want to be clear, it's PEACE, not PIECE, because you know we're all in pieces now. But excellent program, Dorrit says. Please send it. Say it again. What the foundation is.
You can type it in. So it's A New Jamaica of Peace, and the phone number 876-859-3265.
Mm-hmm.
Are you that up on the front page?
Yeah, man.
All right.
Claren, thank you for sharing with us this morning. Thanks for coming on and sharing about your initiative. Commendable. It's the kind of thing that we need to replicate, scale up according to them, as they would say in the entrepreneurial space, that we need to replicate it elsewhere. But excellent initiative. I'll reach out to you after this program to see how we can help you to expand and support you. So
thanks for having me.
I really like your program. I really like the initiative, and I think it needs to be copied around Jamaica, and it will help to solve a lot of the problems we're having right now.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing, Clarion. It's really nice to have you on the show. And you know, after this, I want to keep in touch with you because you know we have a task force called Community Development. New task force called Community Development, and it's a nice model to use to develop the task force. Thank you so much.
Yeah, man, give
100%, Clarion. Excellent program. People say they're pleased with it. A New Jamaican Peace. Well, good, Clarion. Take care.
Thank you. Bye.
All right now. Oh, that's a lovely project that and it's easy to understand and can tap into easily. It's
very clear.
Yeah, you don't have to. You don't have to.
And I think it's a nice, encouraging note.
Yes.
From whence we came this morning.
You mean when the 2 hour cost me off? Is that what you're talking about?
No, we're not. Who cost you off, Leo?
Is that what you're talking about?
Anybody out there have any birthday that when them need us to sing happy birthday for them?
Well, since you want to sing one, you could sing it for me. Let's pretend it's my birthday.
Leo, sing happy birthday to Michelle.
Michelle,
great Clarion, Prime Minister Dianna.
What is your actual birthday?
Folks.
March. We could celebrate it.
We have 6 more months to go. March.
All right, we have a good time. Let's talk about love.
Michelle, what really do you want to ask?
The name of the company, Clarion's company is.
It's called A New Jamaica for Peace. A New Jamaica
for Peace
Foundation.
So Dianna, it's A New Jamaica for Peace. It's a name and it's on Facebook and Instagram.
It's on Facebook.
You can. Yes, you can find her out there.
Michelle, what kind of question you want to ask me? Ask me, Diana. I mean,
you said you're an expert, so I want to know, like,
what are you ask me a particular question? Ask me the question and I'll answer.
Okay, question. If a 15-year-old comes to you and say they're in love and their life cannot go on and their heart is broken, what would you say to them?
Well, what I would think first is that in her mind,
why you assume she's a girl?
She said a 15-year-old girl. Did she say that?
Oh.
I said maybe.
She just said a 16-year-old. She never said girl, but you read girl.
Okay. Anyway, I would, well, boy or girl, the answer is the same thing. I would say, and probably answer because I'm a man. I'm thinking of a girl. Anyway, but I would think immediately that in her mind, loving somebody is something that's going to happen for the rest of her life. Everything is just expanded in her mind at age 15 or his mind at age 15. And she's not even thinking that, man, in another year, may just drop off this guy and go on somebody else. And I mean, you can't even convince her like that because fear heart broke bad. And it will broke for the rest of her life. When fear heart broke, it will broke for the rest of her life. When she will love for the rest of her life. That's how we thought of those things when we were 15-year-old. Everything just expanded to the rest of our life. And our heart just going through our mouths and Jesus and peace. Oh my God, what gonna happen to me? Me I go dead now because me can't live without this. And one has to understand that's how they think. And your resolution has to be something that's empathizing with that kind of situation. And
Leo, I don't learn nothing from your response at all. So you have to go read the book and come back next week and talk about love.
That's a few damn business. You want me give your resolution for feel love for your 15-year-old love. Me not give nothing. Go about your business. Both are no.
Me at 15, you feel focus on your book.
Exactly about love and heartbroken.
I don't believe that if someone is in love at 15-year-old, you can go tell them about them book.
I don't know that anybody at 15 is in love.
That's infatuation.
Yes, they are.
You don't know what life is. Much more to go talk about love.
Life and love different.
No, at 15 you know nothing about love.
Absolutely. The purest love is at that age.
Make us talk about that. At 15, nobody knows anything about love.
The purest love.
You read too much Romeo and Juliet rubbish. Yeah. At 15, nobody knows nothing about love.
Yeah, you're not surprised at 15.
What is love? What is love? You'll be surprised.
A different generation, no, Leo. A different generation.
No. You didn't ask me about generational love. You asked me about what is it I would think. What I would think if they come to you and say they love.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, no.
That is yours.
And what would you think in 2 sentences? That's
what I just told you what I would think. I told you what I think.
Went on and on and on till I was lost. What would you think?
That's what I would think. What I just explained to you is what I would think. That this person is thinking that they are going to die if they don't fall in love, if they don't continue to be in love.
What would you tell them to go and do now?
No. I need to know a lot more than that. Other than the only thing that she told me a while ago is that she's in love. And I'm not
focus on them book.
No, I would never say that. I would never say that. I would never say that.
When I like, they need to go drink some tea.
I would never say that either. I would never say that either. I would never say that either. That is the worst thing that you could ever say to a 15-year-old. If they come to you and tell you, they love. That is crazy.
But in love. You can imagine all me at 15 go tell my mother about me in love. Clearly, me now read my book. Clearly, me I set up to fail my exam. What a piece of liquid.
That's 2 different issues, you know. She just tell me, she said, somebody come to me and say she's in love. And that's all me care about. I have to empathize.
That's all you care. So if you're an adult in your community and this 15-year-old come and say, Mr. Leo, I am so in love with Mary. I can't do nothing. You're not gonna tell them say they must go read them book.
No, I will never do that. I would ask them a
know
lot
what you
more.
don't know.
I would ask them a lot more questions to come up to make them come to that decision. I would never tell them to go read them book.
Do you want my opinion?
I'm running on away from me.
Michelle, tell me.
Because I'm running away.
If a 15-year-old comes to me, I said to me, they're in love. First, I will say to them, it's not love. I'm going to be honest with them. Today, you're going to feel this way about this person. Don't destroy your life.
Yes.
Carry on with your life. Focus on your studies and get ahead. If in the next 3 years, you feel like the same way, maybe I love. But more likely it's not love. Because most children go after what they see on the movies. And they think, oh yeah, let me see. Oh, the guy give her chocolate. Oh my God, I need to get chocolate. Oh, he writes me letters. Oh, I need to get letters. That's not love. They need to focus on their book and go drink some tea.
I would never do that.
Sandra said, Mr. Leo, you need some holy water this morning. Karen is getting some support and she's saying thanks. Paulette Chambers says she agree with Leo. Look here, Paulette. You know we have to speak with you. I
would never do that. No way at all. I would never do that. That would be chasing that child away from me. I would never do that.
All right. Mission muted. All right. So you're not going to chase them. I think we've had a great morning. We have 6 minutes. What's for dinner later?
No, I want
in soup.
No. Jerk fish I'm having later on. I'm sorry.
You having jerk fish? Ooh.
Jerk fish.
What you having, Mish?
Not a thing. I don't know.
You don't know yet.
I don't have the luxury.
Red pea
I live in Jacksonville. I don't have that luxury. I would love to have some nice jerk chicken with like bread.
I am going out to buy jerk fish this evening. I am so sorry for you guys. So sorry.
I don't have that luxury.
All right, fine.
Wrap it up, Michelle. Wrap it up.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the program today. Remember, we're on every Saturday and Tuesday. On Tuesdays, it's at 9 p.m., 8 o'clock if you're in Jamaica. And I enjoyed the show this morning. I hope you did. And remember, COVID is still a thing. If you want to get the vaccine, please go ahead and get it. And sanitize, wear your mask, social distance, and see you Tuesday.
Oh, you didn't mention anything about love.
Love, okay. Love is that feeling you feel when you're about to feel that feeling you have never felt before.
Oh, gosh. Dianna. Angela says that she's having split pea soup. She's vegetarian. Angela, my soup, no split pea soup. My soup, it's certainly not vegetarian, I can assure you. Sandra Sterling says, great show. Heslop says, love you guys. Patricia says, Dianna is correct. Back in the days, that is exactly how your parents would respond. You weren't allowed to date at that time. Angela says, awesome. It was a great morning. Started off on a note that was less than encouraging, talking about what is really real in Jamaica, the level of criminal activity, unfortunately. 5-year-old getting hit by stray bullet, right down to farmer, 70-odd-year-old farmer being murdered in the midst of a transaction. But Jamaica still continues with that place that we all have a special feeling for. When you get that feeling, to know that feeling, you've never had that feeling before. It's Jamaica. It was good to have Phil Potts on and sharing about how she's helping to rescue those in her space, and I trust that we will continue to support her. COVID still keeping, wear your mask, wash hands, sanitize, keep safe, keep distanced. God bless you all.
Well, you still have to say something about the 15-year-old who in love.
15-year-old cannot be in love. 15-year-old need to go take up them book.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Leo Gilling and Dianna Davis Smith and also Michelle Fanger tuning out this morning on a Saturday morning. We'll see you Tuesday night again and then next week Saturday morning again. But remember,
and Tuesday we're talking about love.
We're going to have an expert, and we're going, we need an expert. I think that I am an expert,
What good?
All right, you are an expert, Leo.
Take care.
Bye.
You know.